So it was 3 years of research and analysis. We looked at about 1,300 different research articles on diversity and inclusion in higher education. And there was one big question guiding our research: what findings are actionable by practitioners? There was a study that a friend of mine at the American Council on Education and some others put out last summer that surveyed admissions leaders at several hundred universities about what they were doing post Fisher 1. And what were some research needs that they thought that they had. So this is what practitioners think, practitioners who've been in the field a long time think that they need in terms of the research agenda. The thing that I want to point out is that, remember when I said that benefits of diversity are well documented? You have large majorities across sectors saying, actually we need a lot more research on the impact of campus diversity. There's a gap between what research has been clearly saying for a long time and what practitioners feel like they don't know the answers to yet. The practitioner here really doesn't know about them. And so the people, I think a lot of people that get into this work that become diversity scholars do it because they care about it a great deal and they want to see things change in the world. And I think that what I'm saying, this won't be a surprise to anybody, is that practitioners just don't know about a lot of the great work that's happening. And so figuring out ways to communicate to those audiences can be really important, because as that chart that showed what they think they need from research versus what research has already provided just shows there's some gaps there. You have tons of studies about California, Texas, but then there's a whole lot of the rest of the country that there aren't a ton of studies about. There's very few studies about holistic review and admissions, for example, and that's what the vast majority of selective institutions use to create their classes. There's a lot of contexts that haven't been studied yet, and a lot of contexts that could really benefit from it, both for the broader knowledge, but also because a big gap is that institutions aren't always studying themselves particularly well. And the findings of any one study may or may not be able to be imported to different contexts. And within that, we identified a few areas where it seems like there could be a lot more research, and I've previewed these a little bit already. One is talking more about the conditions and context that allow the educational benefits of diversity to flow. So we all know that you can improve critical thinking, that you can make someone a better citizen, you can make them more empathetic and better able to engage across difference. But what are the things that actually allow that to happen? What are the prerequisites to that? This is the real work, I think, for most colleges and universities, is not just how do you create a class, how do you have the right goals, but what's actually happening on campus to show that you care about your goals happening. You all are I'm stealing a line from Jeff Milam here, professors are the human bridges to the success of diversity goals.